What is going on, Kane Sport? It is Izubee Charles, and welcome to another installment of Inside the Lines. Today, we are joined by 2024 Miami commit Judd Anderson, who recently became the second member of Miami's 2024 class, and we are extremely excited to have our first commit on the show. Without further ado, we welcome Judd onto this episode.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on, Judd? Thanks for joining us today. How's everything going?
Good. It's going good.
That's awesome. Just want to start off the show by congratulating you on that commitment to the Miami Hurricanes. Well deserved, well deserved. So, round of applause for Judd Anderson.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
So, first off, I just want to jump right into it. When did you know the University of Miami was the perfect school for you, was where you wanted to be for the next 3 to 4 years?
So, I kind of already had a feeling it was going to be before the whole going to see the school and everything happened. And when I got there, I fell in love with the place. I fell in love with the coaches, the staff, just everything about it I fell in love with. And I knew that was where I wanted to be, and I knew that was where my family wanted me to be, and where just everything was going to happen. And I mean, it's beautiful. It's paradise. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that.
That's awesome. Now, with you, when you visited Miami for the first time, what was that vibe? What was that first, impression that you got when you stepped foot on campus?
So I'm energetic. I mean, from the jump. I mean, I had even seen it through text, through FaceTime calls. I mean, when they recruit guys, they recruit them hard, And so that was kind of – and when they coach, they coach hard. I mean, they do everything to the full ability of them, of what they can do, those coaches, that staff. I mean, they do everything the way it's supposed to be done. And I think that was a big reason why, too, I really committed there, is because they just showed me what it was really like to be coached by them, to be recruited by them, and just, I mean, it's awesome.
That's awesome to hear, man. And then with you, I spoke with Coach Chastain from Jones County. He told me one of the best things about you is your passion, your love for the game, your determination. I wanted to kind of dig into that. What do you say? Where does that passion come from, and what's your why when you play football?
It's definitely it definitely comes from just my family and everything they have to do with me. I mean, they're so supportive, and my dad's been a big part of my life, and my mom's been a big part of my life, of course. So, I mean, it's just those two really that kind of put me over the edge. And I do a lot of things for my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I just think it's amazing to just play the game. I mean, to be blessed enough to be here and play this game is just the best part about it, and putting your effort into everything you have in that moment. That's always a beautiful part.
That's awesome. And then with you growing up, were you always a football guy? And I know you're 6'6" now. People don't become 6'6" overnight. Just when did that growth spurt kind of hit? When did you realize, oh God, I'm kind of taller than everybody around me?
Probably. I mean, just from a young age, I was kind of the tallest one in every one of my classes, and I feel like I've leveled out now, and I'm not going to grow much more, if not any. Now, and so, yeah, but I've definitely leveled out, and I'm done growing. And then to answer I started playing football kind of in elementary school. So I played it for a long time, but I never really played like tackle football and everything until like 6th grade and middle school, and when I got into that. And then I didn't start playing quarterback till 8th grade.
Wow.
So yeah, it was definitely a big leap from playing other positions, and then I just fell in love with quarterbacking, and it was where I was supposed to be.
That's pretty cool. Was there a moment where you realized that, like, hey, I really can go somewhere far with this quarterback stuff?
Yeah, actually the first game I got in my 9th grade year, I had this one touchdown pass, and I mean, our starter got hurt, and he eventually came back into the game. But I threw a touchdown pass, and I was like, man, I'm actually pretty decent at this. And also, I mean, just over that summer, I was going to camps and stuff, and coaches were looking at my height, like just quarterback coaches and stuff were looking at my height, because I was still trying to learn mechanics and stuff. And it was just like, oh, like you've got a chance, dude. Like, I know you don't see it right now, but you've got a chance. And I'm like, oh, really? Like I had no clue. And then eventually it just developed into that.
That's awesome to hear. And then with you, 6'6", use that height on the basketball court as well. Just talking about how your game on the basketball court kind of helps your game on the gridiron and what you like about basketball as well.
So I've always played basketball since, before football. Basketball always came before football. Like that was my thing growing up. My dad played it in college. So I definitely, basketball had my heart for a long time. And then once I got into middle school, it was kind of like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But ultimately, it was the things that held me on the basketball court were definitely the athletic side of everything. I mean, I'm sneaky athletic. I can do a lot of things most 6'7" guys can't. I mean, you see like all these tight ends right now, or like these athletes. I mean, just in general, like wide receivers, tight ends, O-line even. I mean, you see these guys play basketball, and it's like these dudes are athletic. Like those big guys can just go out and flat out play because they're just freak athletes. So I think it definitely helps me just to be athletic and to stay in shape too. That was one of the main reasons I played it now. It was just to stay in shape and just because I love that game so much too.
That's pretty cool. And then with you away from football, away from basketball, who is Judd Anderson away from all the sports when you're not doing that stuff?
I love watching movies, so that's kind of my go-to. I watch all kinds of different stuff. I'm a big Marvel guy, and so those are kind of my go-tos. I like watching my film too. I watch a lot of my film in my free time, and I hang out with my friends, hang out with my family, and I try to spend time around people and not be so much involved about football because recruiting can get crazy, football can get crazy. Especially playing in South Georgia, pretty much. You're gonna get a lot of people talking, and everybody's gonna be saying something, So it's definitely one of those things. Like you gotta learn to be a kid right now. So.
That's awesome. I always ask, guys on the show, any secret talents, any things that you do that kind of might surprise people that people don't know about?
Not really. I have double jointed elbows. Maybe you could say that. Like that's not really a secret talent, but it's definitely kind of something special, I guess.
That's pretty cool. And then on Twitter, man, ever since you committed to Miami, you've been really, really vocal. A lot of the fans love seeing you going out, recruiting guys on social media that you don't even know. Say, hey, come to Miami. If there's a recruit watching this right now, what would be your message to them why they should join you in that 2024 class?
Come to the U, man. That's my main message, but I want to win another chip. That's the way I'm gonna put it. I want to win a national championship with the Hurricanes, and I want to go out and just I want to lead that team to a national championship and put this team back on top. And I think you got to have guys around you to do that. And you look at just the guys we're recruiting right now. Just big old offensive linemen. Wide receivers who are just big, strong, fast, who can just go get it. That's what Miami is just built on, is those kind of guys. And I think just me starting this class off is really going to get things going because they're like, oh yeah, they have a quarterback now. Like they've got a 6'7" guy who's going to throw me the ball, who I'm going to block for, who can see over me. It's like, it's one of those things where that's my goal right now, is just to get as many of those just talented guys to come out and play at the U. And especially most of those guys are homegrown. So they're South Florida guys, and they're in Broward and Dade County. And so you got to keep them home, and they want to come home. So I want to see them be successful at Miami, and I'm pushing for them. The coaches are pushing for them. So we all want them there.
That's awesome. And kind of to wrap up the show, what I like to do is 5 quick questions, quick fire questions for you. So we'll start off with this one. go-to pregame song that gets you in the right mode, gets you ready to go to war on that football field?
Every Breath You Take by The Police.
Okay. Now, if there's one meal that you'd have to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
My mom's spaghetti. I just ate it, and it was absolutely amazing, and I could eat that junk every day.
That's awesome. All right, if you're stranded on a deserted island, what are 3 things you'll bring with you?
Water, some type of book. I would bring some type of book and a beach chair.
Beach chair, okay. And then a quarterback that you grew up liking that you kind of would model your game after.
I mean, is it kind of obvious, or do I got to say it? I mean, Tom Brady.
People that don't.
Tom Brady, I grew up around. That was like the first person I really watched when I wanted to get into football was Tom Brady, and I mean he's the GOAT for a reason. So you watch him sling around. I mean, it's sweet.
That's awesome. To wrap up the interview, just a message to the Canes fans out there watching.
Let's go. Yes, sir. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a ride, and it's gonna be Miami's the place to be. And I think that we're on the rise. I mean, you see what Coach Cristobal's doing. You see how he's recruiting. I mean, recruited the number 1 offensive tackle in the nation, and then he went out and got the number 2. So, it's like that was last year, but I know he can do it again. I know he can go get those big offensive guys up front and then get those big, fast, strong receivers, like I said. And we're gonna be put right back on top, and we're gonna be leading. You'll see soon. We'll be leading the polls, and we'll be number 1, and we'll be beating teams like Florida in 2024 and 2025, and we're gonna take care of business.
That's awesome. Well, Judd Anderson, I appreciate you joining the show today. Really, really do thank you for that. And for everyone watching at home, thank you for tuning in. If you liked the episode today, please leave a big like on the video and subscribe to the channel and canesport.com if you already have it. For Judd Anderson, I'm Izubee Charles, and thank you for watching this episode of Inside the Lines.